So Gary, defeat in Hornchurch today, what's your immediate thoughts?
Immediate thoughts are one of frustration, really. So I felt it probably didn't pan out as a 3-0 game, but I felt that they're a really good side. I said that in my pre-match stuff. They're a really good side and they're in a really good moment, and timing-wise we've probably hit them at a bad time for us. But you know, we worked on stuff all week. We worked on stuff that we're quite good at, and we didn't really first half commit to doing that. I felt it became a little bit tricky for us, and we sort of had too many people that did their own thing, and didn't have enough belief in what we're trying to do and what we always do. So I think that in part affects the first goal. We go long into 𝗣cie𝘀𝘁-𝗁𝗵. He loses the duel with 𝗣cie𝘀𝘁. Gibbs is up there with one of the, you know, in terms of the league, he's up there in terms of defensive and aerial duels. So 𝗣ci𝘀𝘁's not going to win many of those. So the ball gets, you know, fed into 𝗣ci𝘀𝘁. Probably should do a tiny bit better. But then that puts us on the back foot, and we concede from that. So we're 1-0 down, and yeah, that knocked us for a little bit. And like I said, that probably played into from those bits, sort of, as I said, not really committing to what we worked on. But we stay in the game. There's a horrible wind here. It's a difficult place to come and play, but the pitch is nice. Like I said, it suited us. But because of the wind, I think, like I said, we needed to play the way we should have. And then we can see right on the stroke of half time, if we get in at 1-0, like you said, second half we're a totally different team, and we have some really, really good chances. But again, the second goal that we can see just before half time is not good enough. So again, look, we then have a bit of a mountain to climb, so to speak. But we're really in the game. There's some really good moments. You know, we probably should score first in the first half through 𝗀𝘁. We then have a really good opportunity through Tomo and Evans. Maybe it's not an out-and-out chance, but their third goal's not too dissimilar in terms of area of the pitch. You know, Ez has a really good one-on-one. Maybe can go around the keeper, gets to the ball first, and the keeper makes a good save. Olaf has an opportunity to do better when he's probably fouled in the box. He elects to stay on his feet, which, look, he's a striker, he wants to score goals, so he maybe should do better then when he goes in. So we probably have as many moments in the second half that they have in the first half. So yeah, look, I'm frustrated because I feel that we let the first half get away from us, from not really committing to the stuff that we've worked on. I think second half we did do that. We've used the moment in the game, as in, you know, we made a number of changes, and the subs impacted the game as well. So yeah, look, frustrated because I feel, whilst it wasn't a 3-0 scoreline, I felt sometimes I probably need to take a step back and look at the reality of them being a really good, experienced non-league side, have shown us what we are, and that's that we're a young, inexperienced side that need to be at it. But I've said it all year. Some of the moments that have cost us in games, it's not just, you know, the age. It's everyone. Everyone's sort of contributing to that. So look, we're not going to get too down about it. We've got another game on Tuesday. Like I said, the not worrying thing to me today, the frustrating thing for me today, is that we didn't commit to the stuff that we worked on.
On a positive note, Will King made his first appearance back from injury. Is it good to have a defender back? Because we seem to be lacking a few of those with a couple of injuries recently. Yeah,
look, again, no excuses. We've got, you know, 𝗣cie𝘀𝘁𝗁 is out, Freddie's out, Aaron's out. You know, we've got a couple other little knocks. We haven't had Will either, but Will really helps. I think I mentioned his versatility last week. So because he's a midfielder by trade, he is one that we can use in those fullback areas. He helps us with you know, progressing the ball up the pitch. He looks after it well, but he's tenacious. He's a good defender. He's one of those that will scrap. So yeah, look, we have missed him. I thought he did really well when he came on, allowed us to move Ethan further forward on the right hand side, and you know, Lewis was on a yellow, and Lewis has a really good moment as well in the first half. I think he gets played in on the right hand side, and he's 6 yards from, he's along the 6 yard box, and chooses to pull one back. Normally he shoots there, so yeah, look, again, look, it's good to have Will back. He certainly will provide competition for places in the wide areas, at full-back, and then of course obviously in midfield as well. So yeah, it's good to have him back, but he's not the only one. We want to try and get everybody back as quickly as possible, because we're missing everyone.
and obviously straight into it. Slough away on Tuesday night. 3G surface, so maybe a bit more suited to us. Do you think that'll have an impact when we go there?
No, not really, because the pitch here is fantastic. Pitch here today's great. You can have a 3G service, whatever. If you don't play, not necessarily play to your strengths, but if you don't do, like I said, the things that you're asked to do, because if you set up a certain way, you know, our overloads were in certain areas today, and we played the opposite way at times. So again, that causes problems because you're then playing into areas where you're outnumbered. So yeah, look, the surface makes no difference certainly today, because that was a fantastic surface to play football on today, and at times second half we sort of played some good stuff. So look, we'll go there. It'll be a difficult game. I'll need to look at whether or not I made too many changes today that didn't help. Maybe I got a couple of things wrong. I don't know. Like I say, I'll reflect on that for Tuesday and try and get it right Tuesday. But yeah, in the main, you know, if I'm looking at it, though, they probably haven't, because actually we're well in the game. The second goal probably affects it. But yeah, look, we'll go into Tuesday, and yeah, I'll look to put something right on Tuesday night.